Welcome basketball fans to Pollard Gymnasium for tonight's game featuring the Speedway Sparkplugs and our guests, the Irvington Prep Ravens. I'm here as always with Coach Wanell before the game. Coach, I'll just real briefly touch on the game the other night. Obviously, they were outmanned a little bit, but we did a lot of really good things. Yep. We had 9 guys that scored. Colton Thompson had the first points of his career.
Yep. And
we interviewed, if you have not seen the interview with these two guys, one of the best interviews that I have ever been part of up here. Your 2 seniors were really, really good. But a big win, sharing the basketball and things like that. And we'll get to Irvington Prep here in a minute. But I thought it'd be kind of interesting to get a topic tonight, maybe a little bit off of the games right here. Talk a little bit. You had a really good state championship team at Tinley, but you had a really good player who ended up playing at Purdue. Tell us maybe some experiences about things that coaches look for and maybe some things of coaches' names that we might identify with that watched him play and things that they said and things that they look for. I'm always interested in those sorts of things.
Well, I'll tell you, man, one thing that I always say about Eric Hunter is I never had to coach Eric Hunter a day in my life. You know, that dude was ready to rock every day. Every part of basketball he loved. Preseason, in-season, weights, conditioning, all of it. Loved it and had an immense enthusiasm. You know, like we would run in the fall. We would run a couple miles every week and time them, you know, just separate miles. And our goal was everybody under 6 minutes. Eric Hunter got like 4:58. Wow. You know what I mean? And he would sit there. I promise you, this is not BS. He would sit there at the finish line and just cheer his teammates on.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So through his recruiting process, Eric Hunter got his first Division I offer, I want to say, at the end of his freshman year from like IUPUI. And then it just kind of blew up in the summertime. And, you know, everybody from the Big Ten, Big East, a few ACC schools were in there. And, you know, I was telling you before, at Tinley we only had 1 gym. So sometimes you had to go before school. Before schools, you ain't ever getting managers most of the time. Some of our speedways, we've got some really good managers. But back in those days, we didn't. So that particular morning, John Beeline, who was at Michigan that day, ran my clock, you know, as he's recruiting Eric Hunter, you know. And I'll tell you, the thing that I thought, and I try to relay this to all of my teams, is they don't recruit the way that you would think. I mean, like, these boys just think the only stat that matters is scoring. They want to know so much more. Should they talk to you about how they treat their mother? How do they treat their parents? How do they talk to their teacher? You know, they want to see how reliable, you know, is this person. You know, like, I'm investing a lot of money into this person. You know, so I thought the whole process was awesome. You know, it's just an eye-opening experience for me. You know, as a younger guy, I probably thought, like, you know, they come into the gym because they see the stats. You know what I mean? That draws them there and word of mouth. But then they want to see, you know, we talked about this the other day with Coach Painter talking about that he could go to a high school game and see a kid score 40 points. And to most people think, oh, my goodness, that kid, right? And Matt Painter said, none of that applied to my game, you know, like, so, you know, it's just unique. I mean, winning basketball has very little to do about offense, right? It has to do about being where you're supposed to be, doing what you're supposed to be doing, regardless of what's going on for you, good or bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I can remember several times. I can remember Tom Crean asking me specifically, how does Eric respond to when his teammates don't do something well? You know what I mean? And I've had conversations with some of our players about that who sometimes don't do well when their teammates don't do well. You know, when you're that guy, right, you know, that weight amongst your peers in a social setting, man, that makes them think faster. Oh, my God, you know, Eric Hunter's mad at me, you know, like, and he handled that fantastically. You know, like, we had, obviously being a state championship team, we had, our top 7 guys could go. I mean, all of them guys could play. Eric Hunter was so happy when all of his teammates did well.
Good.
You know what I mean? He never, ever worried about, am I the leading scorer? Man, he's just going to go out there and play. He knew 32 minutes, I'm a good player, it's going to work out. You know what I'm saying? So he was just so comfortable in his skin, was so hungry to get better. You know, when a kid gets his first Division I scholarship his freshman year, that's either going to go 2 ways, right? One way is that guy's going to say, hey, man, I'm the best thing since sliced bread, and he ain't going to get no better. The other way is, hey, man, this is just, man, that's just getting my taste buds, right? How far can I take it? And Eric Hunter was that one. You know what I mean? And it was just an awesome experience. I'll tell you what, Coach T.J. Henderson, Coach Bobby Winnell down there on that sideline with us, very similar traits. You know, gym rats that just loved basketball and every part of it.
That's how you get good. That's neat. It's neat to hear stories like that because that's things that actually happen. And a lot of people would probably think the same way the players do. You know, hey, he scored 35, 40 points or whatever. And, you know, it always comes back to there's only so many minutes in the high school game, 32 minutes. How many minutes are you going to have the basketball in your hands? If you're a point guard, you're going to have a while, obviously. But if you're not, you may only have the 1 or 2 minutes. What do you do in the other 30 minutes in the game?
Ironically, I saw Billy Donovan talking about that. He said 95% of the game you don't have the ball in your hand. 95% of the game. You know, and I feel like if I was a Division I basketball coach and I came to see that guy, I want to come the night that he shoots it terribly because I want to see what he does to help his team win that night. You know what I mean? And I think that's the way most people think that you know, that are going to offer you a $60,000 a year scholarship.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Good point. Well, coming back real quickly here, I know you got to get down there. Irvington Prep tonight coming in 3-5. Tell us a little bit about what we should be looking for.
They're very athletic. You know, we've got to sprint back and make them set up. You know, we call it rush drill. It's a drill we work on every day that is designed to put us in disadvantages when we're in transition and force us to get our team back so that we can play 5-on-5 defense. You know, we got to block them out, get their first miss, take care of the basketball and get good shots, seek our best shot. You know, just really, again, we talked about this with Traders Point, and I would say this generally about anybody, you know, especially in the regular season. This is about us and keep getting better. We've got to figure out how to play 32 minutes. I think we're getting closer to that, but we're not there yet. We just got to keep pushing.
Well, you know, we'll let you go here. One last thing I was looking at. It took you 57 days to play 11 games. We got 11 games in like the next 35 days. So it ramps up a little bit here. We're getting to the end, and it's a lot of players would love it because they're playing instead of doing a lot of practicing. So, well, best of luck tonight, Coach, and we'll talk to somebody after the game.
I appreciate it.
Thank
you.
We'll
Go Plugs.
See you, starting lineups in a little bit. Welcome back, basketball fans, to Pollard Gymnasium, where tonight the Speedway Spark Plugs, with a record of 5-6, will take on the Irvington Prep Ravens with a record of 3-4. As always, I'm here with football coach, math teacher, social studies teacher, not so much math.
No.
Okay, all right. Well, you and Wanell have a lot in common, because they're kind of the same attitude toward the mathematicians.
Humanities guys.
Humanities. There you go. Real quickly here, we'll go over the lineups, and then we'll talk a little bit about the game the other night and what we might expect tonight. First of all, for Irvington Prep, coached by Brennan Scott in his 3rd season with the Ravens. We don't have any statistics, again, for the Ravens, but we do have the starters. 5'11 senior, Xavier Page. 5'10 senior, Christian Thompson. Inside players, the 6'3 junior, Caleb Jones. Also inside players, 6'1 senior Isaiah Brown and 6'1 senior Xavier Wiggles. For the Spark Plugs, I believe starting the same lineup. Perimeter players, Drew Metallic, averaging around 26 and 8. 6'7 senior number 3, Kendrick Kaiser, averaging 11 and 5. A 5'11 senior number 1, AJ Lunn. A 5'9 senior number 13. Averaging around 7.5 a game. Owen Seaver, 6'6 inside player, a senior, number 23, averaging 4 and 4. And Kyle Murley, 6 foot junior, number 32, averaging 4 and 3. Shane, I know you weren't here the other night. I hope the family's feeling better.
Yep.
It's going around, as we all know. But I don't know if you got a chance to talk to anybody or watch, but we outmanned them. That was obvious. But at the same time, we had 9 guys. They all scored. 3 or 4 guys in double figures. A very unselfish night. One of those nights where things can go off the rails if you let them, when you get up a lot. But we didn't let them. We didn't let them do that. We didn't let ourselves do that. So hopefully we can see, hopefully we can continue that good pace that we had the other night.
Yeah, I think, like you said, when you play a team that you're a lot better than, it can go one of 2 ways. You can get in bad habits, or you can continue to build on all the positives. And everything I heard from the kids and from Coach Winnell this week, that it was really positive, that they kept building on what they've been doing all season. And another opportunity tonight, and hopefully get back to 500, which would be a great achievement for the Plugs, and moving into sectionals soon.
Absolutely. I told Coach Winnell before he left, I'm not even sure we did that on the air, but in the first 60 days of their practice and game situation, they had 11 games. We have 11 games now in about 35 days. So it crunches up. I know the players love that. They'd rather be playing games than practicing. At this time of year, practices probably get shorter, but we're seeing some really good things we'll talk about here after the introduction of the lineups for tonight's game.
And your Speedway Spark Plugs. At this time, we ask that you please rise and face the flag as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Here tonight's starting lineups. First for the Irvington Prep Academy Ravens. Starting at one guard is 6'1" senior number 1, Xavier Wiggles. At guard, number 10 senior number 2, Christian Thompson. guard, a 5'11" senior, number 13, Xavier Page. At 4, 6'1" senior, number 23, Isaiah Brown. And at 4, 6'3" junior, number 31, Caleb Scott. The head coach for the Ravens is Brandon Scott. And now the starting lineup for your Speedway Spark Club. Starting at one guard, a 5'11" senior, number 1, Kendrick Patterson. At guard, a 6'7" senior, number 3, Drew Metallic. At guard, a 5'11" senior, number 13, A.J. Linde. At 4, a 6'6" senior, number 23, Owen Seaver. And at 4, a 6'1" junior, number 32, Kyle Burley. Your Spark Clubs are coached by Mr. Robert Linnell.
Tonight's officials are sponsored by 2020 Eye Physicians of Indiana with 2 convenient locations in Speedway and Indianapolis. The doctors at 2020 provide high-quality eye care that patients deserve, helping everyone to see the court more clearly. Okay, with this Irvington Prep matchup, this actually is the third time we played them. Back in 17-18, they defeated us 80-65, and the next year it came back and we won 66-55. But I remember talking to Coach Murley last week after one of the games, and he said, going into that game that we lost, I think a lot of our guys thought, all right, we're going to win this game. You know, we're playing all right, and boy, they came in and kind of gave it to us.
Yeah, so, they played really well that night.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes.
It's Indianapolis. There's good players everywhere.
Yes.
Can't overlook anybody. Oh, good look by Drew, though, early. Plugs it man-to-man. Good shot by number 1, Xavier Wiggles. Turnover by the Plugs. Plugs. Oh, think we got it back.
Yep, that was off then. Okay, something we've not seen. We'll see what Irvington Prep does here this possession, but something we haven't seen a lot of, kind of a, as you see right here, a little bit of a extended zone trap. So many times this year we've seen teams pay so much attention to Drew Metallic. Not quite seeing the same thing here.
Good kick out. Good rebound by Owen Seaver. Really good job of keeping the ball alive.
Good pass.
Good. Yeah, that 1-2-2, I think, you know, getting the ball in the middle and maybe putting Drew there eventually.
I'm sure we've seen that before this year. I don't really recall, but
good defense. Yeah, he traveled.
Irvington Prep coming off one of their better games of the year. It was a loss, but it was January 17th at Cloverdale. They lost 57-50. Very spirited team. The JV was the same way. A lot of enthusiasm.
Yeah, their JV team made a great comeback.
Yes.
Plugs held on, which was good. 4-2 Plugs. Turnover again by Wiggles. Good pass ahead.
Yes,
Metallic with 2 more. Three in the corner.
Don't charge.
Good finish. He's so hard to stop.
Yes, I mean, in the open floor, as long as he avoids taking or committing a charging foul, he's very difficult to stop.
Yeah. Looks like Wiggles is their primary ball handler / kind of playmaker, it looks like.
We didn't get any statistics before the game. We were even a little bit unsure about the numbers. That's why we didn't have those handy.
Good move by Isaiah Brown. We're going to get open looks here. We just got to make sure we get the ones we want.
You know, the last 2 or 3 games, that
There it
guy and Murley have both been starting to feel a lot more comfortable from the 3-point range, and that could be huge for us.
Yeah, we talked about all year. AJ, you know AJ's a good shooter.
Yes.
He's starting to kind of get in his rhythm a little bit.
And Kyle Murley the same way. He's hit some threes.
Yep, good swing, corner 3.
Oh, nice pass.
Yeah.
Good defense, but good pass.
Substitution for the Smart Ones, number 4, Pollard Sox, checking into the game.
Yeah, I asked both Colton Thompson, Noah, and Seaver last week what they thought our best game of the year was, and even though it was a loss, they both said Decatur Central. For all the things that you talked about on the game after that, about how they played hard and didn't back down and took the punches and kept fighting back.
And that's what credit to Coach Winnell and the staff and the kids. You can see the progression of our kids getting tougher, the buy-in getting better, the ball movement getting better. It's a process. You're supposed to be playing better and better as the year goes along, and the Plugs are looking to be trending that way.
Yep.
A little bit of a force there by Kidrick.
Yeah. Keep shooting them.
Yep.
Got an advantage right now, the Ravens do.
Good
They
steal
did.
by Kaiser.
Got a rebound here.
Foul against Irvington, Preps number 1, Xavier Wiggles. His first, team's second. Henry Kaiser following for 2 shots from the Smart Ones.
First Financial Bank is proud to support the Speedway community. Banking is about neighbors helping neighbors. It will always be that way. First Financial Bank, member of FDIC. Okay, I don't want to put the negative jinx on us, but from the line, Spark Plugs are shooting 70% on the year, and it's pretty good.
That is pretty good. That is a really good team average.
Yes,
And we get to the foul line quite a bit.
we do. Metallic averages around 10 a game from the line, but that's only half of them. Yeah, we're getting to the line a lot and adding a lot of points there.
Oh, got the
Yeah, that
roll.
helps.
So you didn't jinx him.
Yeah, well, at least on that, it only counts on that one possession.
That one free
Exactly,
throw.
Exactly.
Good ball pressure here.
Board.
Yep.
Nice slippery drive, but no good.
Oh, Marcus had it.
Yep.
Oh, I think I hit it out of bounds, yeah. Defensively, we just stay sound here. Stay on the floor. They've done some really good shot fakes and trying to get us off our feet, but stay sound, make them make shots over the top of us, rebound. They don't look like they have a ton of offensive firepower. Good move by 13 there. Really good move, though. Just as I said, Xavier Page with a really good move.
Well, in football, I think we talk about that in football jargon. It's stay in your lanes.
Yep.
Nolan Ward had a nice game the other night, had a couple breakaway dunks. But played a good floor game as well. It wasn't just that part of it.
Very good dive by him.
Good ball movement. Let's finish this off with a pair here.
Yep, sucks.
Boy.
Seems to work out when you have good ball movement.
It does. Boy, I can't express how important that is for some people to start knocking down three-pointers with this team. (16-6). Buck Plugs lead. Minute 19 to go.
First foul on Drew Metallic there.
Kind of have a big lineup in there right now, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Which means they should be rebounding better. Those are long rebounds, though. Guards have to help out a little bit there as well.
Yeah, we got caught in that 2-3 zone on the out of bound under and did not rebound very well at all out of it. Wiggles with a three there. Pull up basket by Metallic, his 8th of the quarter already. We're back in our 2-3 zone.
About 35 seconds to go. Looks like Ravens might be settling for one here.
Yep, looks like they're playing for one.
Yep. Oh, nice ball movement. Rebound.
Yep.
All right, end of the first quarter. Speedway 18 and the Ravens 9. Irvington Prep first sectional was in 2010. They have won one sectional, and I remember when this happened, Shane. This was 2 years ago. I believe it was the Triton Central sectional, but I remember that Triton Central and Eastern Hancock both had really good teams that year, and they played on Friday night. And I believe Eastern Hancock won, but I can't say for certain. But teams were overlooking Irvington Prep, and they came back the next night and won the sectional just 2 years ago. So can't overlook anybody at any time.
No, I like I said, I was telling the kids that today. Everybody, I mean, like I said it already once, I'll say it. It's Marion County. There are so many good players in this area. That every team's got a couple guys that can play, and you got to be ready to play every night.
Yep.
Good quarter by the Plugs, though, 18-9. I think important to continue to build here. I think, we saw this with the JV team. If you let Irvington Prep hang around and it's a 10-point game, they play with a lot of passion, a lot of energy, and that momentum can be a tidal wave sometimes. If
Absolutely.
The JV team saw it,
I
think.
was really impressed with how their JV team came back. I think we ended up winning the game, but I think our JV team might have been up 17, 18 points late with 3 minutes to go. And as you said, a lot of energy they play with. So just got to keep pushing, got to keep getting better and pushing all the right buttons.
Looks staying in the 2-3 zone here. Doing a good job right now, kind of getting them to not quite sure what they want to do offensively here.
Again, so we don't get too impatient there. We left the lane wide open.
Yeah, Xavier Page, it's a couple nice mid-range jump shots he's made.
Yeah.
He looks really comfortable there. AJ with a missed three there. Here comes Xavier on the attack.
Nice block.
I just think everyone. It's hard to realize how good of an athlete Kinder Kaiser is.
Absolutely.
You know, he looks like same size. You go right at him, and he gets up and he blocks your shot, and it's not something I think anyone really anticipates.
Get inside.
Yep, there it is.
Man
Take your
to
time.
man. Wow, he got hammered on the arm, but
Yeah, they're letting him play.
yeah.
It's going both ways, which is all you can ask. But, yeah, I like to see Drew take a little more time there, kind of not dribble immediately.
Yeah, that match, they're one-on-one on him. They're not,
Yeah.
at least as of now, they're not throwing any extra help at him. Got a quick reaching. I believe that was on Kendrick Kaiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to get, we're going to be able to feed him the ball inside, just needs to slow his moves down a little bit. And
Yeah, I think he can get that turnaround jump shot anytime.
Yeah.
It's good. I love him on the block. Turnover.
got to make him pay.
Timeout held by Speedway will be a full timeout.
Yeah, I think another positive, we talked about this several times too, but the improvement of the bench players for us, and I call them bench players, and whatever you want to refer to them as, but Coach Wannell does a lot of substitutions, and you know you're going to play hard when you're in there, and there's not going to be a let up at any time. There's no reason for anybody to get tired, ever.
And I think, you know, we're 12 games in. As a bench player, you know when have an idea when you're coming in.
Yeah.
You have an idea when the rotation starts to get a little more comfortable. Your roles with your teammates when you come in are a little bit more comfortable, and you're seeing that with our guys starting to play better. Keller Sox with the 3. Like you said, Murley's been shooting the ball better. He's not a bench player, but again, I think it's just that process of finding your role.
Finding your role, becoming comfortable, and
Yeah, I think so much of sports and basketball especially is, you know, how you play with other guys, and that just takes time. I've always said the 5 best basketball players are not your
No,
best team.
not at all.
Never are, really. It's,
Yeah.
you know.
One school I was at had him when a starter went down with a broken thumb, and he was a forward. We put in the third guard, and for some reason things clicked. And
Yeah.
we changed a little bit what we did, and again, that was nothing against the player that got hurt. Was not selfish, but sometimes things just click another way, and got to find that right combination.
Yep. Here comes a set by the Plugs here. They were looking for a back door, I'm not sure. Good move by Kaiser. Plugs are on the board in the second quarter. A little 1-3-1 zone here.
This gave our JV threw some half-court pressure at Irvington Prep, and it gave them some trouble. Actually, that's how we built our big lead, I think.
Coach Monroe's done a great job of that all year, changing defenses, finding kind of what works against this team. Another set here for the Plugs. Great read by Kaiser.
I'm old school, Shane. I'd rather see him use the backboard there, but
Me too, but I love the fact he didn't take it all the way to the three-point line.
Right.
I thought that was a really good cut and read by him. Like I said, I'd like to see him use the backboard. I'm a Meadowood kid. That's the problem. There's no Meadowood anymore. Kids don't know how to bank a shot in. Good move by Metallic.
Well, I get here early every night. Sometimes the girls are still practicing. I enjoy watching practices, and then the boys will come out, both teams, and Coach Wannell runs them all through drills and whatever. But tonight they run some dribbles to the lane, and I heard many times tonight, bank shot when he was on the wings. I mean, it was close enough that they could do that. But so it's something that they look at, and that's an old Johnny Wooden staple from years and years ago.
It works.
Yes.
Plugs back in the 1-3-1 zone again. Yep, I think this is giving them a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Well, that should be white.
That's ours, yep.
It'd be nice here to good timeout. I'll tell you, I'm impressed with Irvington Prep and how they attack. As you said earlier, I don't think they're great from the perimeter, but playing hard. It looks like they're well coached, and they'll be competitive.
The Speedway Lions Club is a proud partner and supporter of the town of Speedway and Speedway schools. The club meets on the 2nd and 4th Wednesday of each month at 6 p.m. in the Speedway Municipal Center. More information about the club and about joining the club is available via email at speedwaylions@gmail.com.
Irvington Prep, member of the Greater Indianapolis Conference, Indianapolis Riverside, Irvington Prep, Indiana Math and Science, Purdue Broad Ripple, Victory Prep, and Central Christian. Once again, they are 3-5 on the season.
Standing man-to-man here.
Oh, no.
Charge, that's going to be his second, too.
That was, I don't know if we're going to see that on replay or not. That was, I don't know. I'm sure he was squared up. Could have been, but.
I'm not, he was pretty deep, too.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Drew played a lot of basketball. You got to play through those things.
Yep. That's it. Stay back. Get a little bit more space.
Good diagonal.
Oh, wow.
Plugs on the attack here. Good decision by Keller there.
Yeah, get a good one here. Wow, open
excellent
lane,
ball movement.
Open lane.
Yep, ball went side to side a couple times. Created a great driving lane for Kaiser.
I saw, another one of those things I'm going to look up and bring one time. But I saw something, I think I saved it, about how many times the ball is reversed and what your shooting percentage goes up by what percent as you reverse. And it's amazing how true that is.
Yeah, I think it's almost the key to basketball. You can get the ball, take a defense side to side multiple times.
Well, you get defense moving. You open the floor up more. And a lot of teams, they'll play defense for 6-7 seconds, but they won't play for 11 or 12 or 13. And it only takes one breakdown.
Kaiser misses the first one.
Kendrick on the year shooting 74% from the line before tonight.
Makes the second, 75% tonight, 3 for 4 so far. Right on his average. Looks like the Plugs are going back to man here.
I think we can go under these picks, at least until they show that they're able to knock down some threes. That's going to be a foul.
Yeah, a lot of hand check. Good call. Yeah, I definitely think we go underneath the ball screens early, especially as high as they are.
Yeah.
Good rebound by Murley. Good pass, finish Seaver. Good.
Owen Seaver, another one of those averaging 4 points, 4 rebounds a game, and very consistent, and varsity player, still becoming more comfortable and gaining confidence every game. Stay low, stay low.
Yep. Don't go for any fakes.
Two and a half to go till the end of the half. Plugs by 15.
Good kick.
Yeah, we're going to get over the back. It's important. I think every game I say, well, this is an important part of the game. 32 minutes of important parts, but yeah, with 2 minutes to go, here up 15. Be great to keep it where it's at or even stretch it out.
Marcus for 3.
Yep, good move.
Yep.
Good pass.
Yeah, I think, like I said, they're all important. Drew gets a roll, yeah.
But sometimes there's just times in games, and circumstances have a lot to do with that too. But when you're up this much with 1:53 to go, you want to keep it where it's at or extend it.
Well, like, how many years you were head coach? 20? How many was it?
Total, 15 total.
15. Okay. But I mean, you've been around how hard it is to win a varsity game.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not easy.
Yeah, it is.
And you hit it right on the head too. Around this area, you got good players everywhere, and not easy.
Yeah,
you got to do things right.
Yeah, you can't take any possession for granted, but especially in situations.
There we go.
Yep.
And we're always, for years, see what happens here.
Thompson for 3.
Yes. Become a fan favorite.
Big shot there, though, too. Pushes it out to 19 minutes left.
Very enthusiastic student section here tonight. I think I'd be thinking about getting Drew out of the game.
Good
Hit
kick.
another one.
Oh, good rebound by Seaver. Yeah. Extra possessions.
Coach Wanell wants to bring it out, I believe. A little bit of patience here saves some possible third foul as well. Stay away.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah. I know. Now I'm really nervous.
Yeah, I know. Because the clock won't stop now.
Yeah, and
just stay back. Yeah, just
the Page kid, his guard's pretty good too.
Yes.
So. He's about to stay sound here, Drew. Just stay down.
It will help.
Good defense.
On the block on, I believe, Thompson.
Yep.
And that will be, unless that's a shooting foul, which I don't think it is. Yeah, I guess it is.
Page does a good job of turning the corner there, and I think Drew, with 2 fouls, just got a little nervous right about the free throw line and kind of got beat.
Popcheff and Dinn have been your trusted Speedway law firm for over 50 years, offering reliable, caring legal support to families and businesses in our community, located at 5023 West 16th Street or online at popchefflaw.com.
There it is. They practice it. Oh.
Look good from here. That's the end of the first half with Speedway leading Irvington Prep 34-17. We'll be back in a little bit with the first half scoring and some comments.
A reminder, for your convenience, our restrooms are located on the second level.
Welcome back, Spark Plug fans. Halftime, Speedway 34, Irvington Prep 17. Good half by the Plugs. A few little lulls, but good ball movement again. Get some roundabout scoring, and
Played really well.
yes, they did.
At Linde Advanced Material Technologies, we believe young leaders are the future of our company. We proudly sponsor the Speedway High School STEAM Student of the Week. This week, Linde AMT, along with Speedway Community Television and the Speedway High School Fine Music Department, would like to recognize Miranda Tran. Miranda took it upon herself to learn 2 new instruments, saxophone for jazz band and piccolo for concert band, without any extra guidance. She comes in prepared with a smiling face and a great attitude every day. She can be trusted to accomplish any task that she's given and do it well. Linde AMT thanks Miranda for her dedication, curiosity, and willingness to learn. We wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors. From Speedway to space, Linde Advanced Material Technologies, making the world more productive. Again, another one of my students
There you go.
sits in the front row. Awesome kid. Awesome kid. So not surprised she learned 2 instruments. She's one of those. She was out the other day, sent me an email. What am I missing? One of those. Just a great student.
I think Metallic leads the Plugs with
13.
13 out of 34. But Plugs have had, 6 guys scoring? Which that's really good. That's, and there's a trust thing. The deeper you get into the season, you find players that are scoring, and a lot of that comes from individual moves and things, but it also comes from ball movement and team play.
Like you talked about, I think trust is a huge thing. I know it's a word we use a lot in football, and we talk about it all the time. You have to trust your teammates. You have to, and trust comes with lots of time and lots of going through things together. We talk about it takes a long time to earn and real quick to lose sometimes. But yeah, I think you can see it. The trust between the ball movement just shows they're trusting each other more and more and more. So really good to see.
Our pregame talk with Coach Wanell tonight, we were talking about Eric Hunter playing at Tinley. And what were some of the things that collegiate coaches look in for a player of that caliber? And what you just mentioned there, a lot of those sorts of things. What happens when asking Coach Wanell, what happens on a night when your player that we're looking at isn't playing their best? Are they trying to take over, or do they trust other people? It's those sorts of things that collegiate coaches look at. They don't just look at how many points somebody has scored. Biggest lead for the Plugs was 19.
Good backdoor finish. Good finish.
Good.
Good start for the Plugs.
Yep.
Great start off with a layup. Kaiser with his 9th point of the night so far.
We let him get to his right hand, and
Yeah.
Kaiser was not going to let him do that, but he got around him.
Metallic with 2 more. They don't have anyone with
No.
size to
And
stop him.
a lot of teams that we play against don't.
They won't. Yeah.
And again, Drew just needs to be careful about his charging, because you never know. I mean, officials call good block and a jump ball. Yes, it was.
Yeah. Good.
Officials are going to sometimes miss a call, and it's going to be against you. And but he did a nice job at the end of the first half playing with 3 fouls.
Yes, he did.
But that's got to continue now as well, obviously. Biggest lead of the night for the Plugs, 21.
Continue to play sound defense here.
Good hands. Yeah, good hands. That was a.
I'd like to see how many deflections he gets in a game. He gets a ton.
Yes.
Oh, is he okay? Uh-oh, I think he rolled his ankle.
And we got another jump ball. And it's going to go to the plugs on this one. I don't know if it was an ankle or calf. Well,
it's an ankle.
Good to see him get up. There we go. All right, well, we got it. See what happens here. Just keep playing hard and sharing the basketball like we have been. A little pressure.
Yep, a little 2-2-1 by the Ravens. Stop and pop by Keller. Again, I think that's a good shot.
Yeah.
Get to an angle where you can use the backboard like we talked about a little bit earlier. Missed it.
We had it.
Didn't come up with it there yet. That's a foul.
Yep.
Owen Seaver needs to stay on his feet there in the three-point line. He's done a good job of contesting inside the lane, but there I think just hand up, force him to drive. Isaiah Brown misses the first one.
Oh, he's almost over the
Yeah,
line.
it was
That
close.
was very close.
Made the second. They stare in this 2-2-1 now. Not a bad idea without Drew.
It's not. So I said I think they're well coached. They do things right. Not particularly great shooters, but playing hard, a lot of spirit.
Yeah,
and X's and O's doing a nice job, I think.
I think so too. Good. Plugs need to get into some offense.
Yeah, there was not spacing there was not very good. A little bit of
now
confusion.
We're getting into it here, and we got a great action.
Nice.
Seaver with his 6th point of the game.
VP Insurance works with a wide range of providers to find the right policy for your needs. Located in and serving the Speedway community since 1974, our experienced agents work for you, not the insurance companies. With competitive rates and personalized service, VP Insurance helps you protect what matters most. Bucklegs with a unusual weekend off.
Yeah.
But looking at the weather forecast, it might not be a bad idea to have a weekend off.
No, it looks like Saturday, Sunday could be.
Yeah, it could be cold and
could be a lot of snow depending on where that line is.
Yep.
I was telling my wife today. I said we got to go to the grocery store on Saturday and get
I'm
everything done.
I'm going tomorrow.
Well,
that's right. I can do that.
You can do that.
Yeah.
Good move.
Yes, it was.
Good move by Xavier Wiggles.
Yeah, obviously they love to take it to the right side and use the right hand going to the board.
Wiggles gets the and one. Out of bounds under here. Good.
Wow.
Good execution.
Very popular play. Run different ways.
Plug staying in man here.
I think that was going to be their ball anyway, I believe. It looked like.
Yeah, I think Seaver got a hand on it.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a tough call there.
I don't know who's
and I'm not
on.
saying he didn't foul, but boy, there was a lot of humans between the call and there's no arguing, so it looked like it was a good call.
Yeah, I think he got Sox on the perimeter. I don't think he got Seaver. Yeah, I think he got Sox on the perimeter, kind of coming through there.
Yeah, right. Again, we don't have any statistics for the Ravens, so won't be able to set those up for you.
They shot the ball pretty well from the free throw line. They are 7 for 9 so far.
And I don't want to say it too soon, but Speedway only given up 22 points. We're about halfway through the third quarter. I mean, it's on the season they're averaging 51 a game, giving up 57. So at this point, anyway, well under their average.
Misses the second one. Wiggles looking to attack.
Great up.
Travel.
Yep.
He did too. He shoveled his pivot feet as he was spinning.
Say so many high school players, you see post moves aren't really polished. A lot of times scoring comes just because somebody's bigger or stronger.
Post moves, what are those?
Yeah, I was going to say not a lot of time, and you only got so much time to spend. I understand that. Wow, nice little move.
Yeah, really good move by Wiggles again. He is a senior. I was going to say, if he was an underclassman, he'd be pretty excited about him coming back next year. Plug's getting into some good offense here. It's not a bad decision. They were going underneath screens there. That's a good call.
You know, you're talking about post moves. I went to a clinic. It's been a long time ago. This was a Hall of Fame coach in high school talking about post moves at his school, or the question came up. And I laughed at the time, but his answer was, we don't teach post moves. You either know how to do it or you don't. And for years I thought, that's not a very good answer. But now I'm thinking, like, you know, it depends on what you want to spend your time on. And you got to have, obviously, something to work on, even if it's just one move. But he said that.
Who was that coach?
He won 7 state championships. Bill Green.
Oh, okay.
When he was at Marion. And that's what he said. He goes, we don't, we just kind of, you either know how to do it or you don't. And he's like, no, we don't all have Jay Edwards and Lyndon Jones, and Teagle and some of the players, Persinger. And still, I think to date, I think that was the only school that had all 5 players on the All-Star team.
Yeah, it is.
All starters, yeah. Ooh, nice. Yep. So, no, I'm not questioning his coaching ability, obviously.
No, I was wondering.
He coached at Washington High School and had maybe the best team ever, at least in the top 2 or 3. Great coach, but I guess you kind of pick and choose what he probably thought.
Work on, yeah.
He probably thought there was other things that, good Lord.
See, I listened to Big Ed Schilling talk about post moves for about 5 hours one day.
He could do it.
Wiggles again with his 7th point of the quarter. He's playing really well. Again, we're kind of letting them get to 15 here, and their pressure is starting to pick up a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. Speedway Plugs need to get.
Yeah,
oh, yes.
Good.
That is a good help. Good start.
Yep, I just think it seems like our intensity is backed off a little bit.
Yeah, and you've said it once or twice, and I've said it once or twice. This is a team that you don't want them to feel like they have a chance because they play hard.
They got him. Wiggles can get going, that's for sure. That's his 9th point of the quarter. 16 for the game so far.
I mean, at this point, it doesn't hurt to trade baskets, but you don't want to get into that.
No.
Because you don't have to.
Like, that's just not good defense.
No, and that's
too easy, 2 straight line drives.
Yeah.
Really good swing. It's all right, good look.
Yep. Sparkplugs have committed 4 fouls, and that was going to be their 5th of the quarter.
The American Legion is the nation's largest veteran service organization. Founded in Speedway in 1941, American Legion Post 500 is committed to supporting American veterans, mentoring youth, and community sponsorship. Located at 1926 Georgetown Road, the clubroom is open to the public with a full menu. More information about the Legion and Legion events is available at SpeedwayLegionPost500.com. American Legion Post 500, veterans serving veterans and the community.
Under a minute.
Number 2 there makes the first one, miss second.
Taylor Sox going to the line. On the season, 4 for 8. Hasn't been there a lot.
This is the first one. This is the second one. It's probably 4th or 5th offensive rebound by Seaver. Murley for 3. I don't think he caught that cleanly.
No. Good, another rebound. I tell you what, he is all over the board.
Think how many extra possessions you get because of that.
Well, we've just got 3 of them right here, and we got 20 seconds to go. I think I'd make him pay here.
Yep, we're going.
Yep. Yeah, this is if we get a bucket here. These are those moments of games where it's only 2 or 3 points, but it's just heartening. Lost the handle.
Got to stop the ball.
Yep. Good player. And it's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score of Speedway 47, Irvington Prep 31, the closest they've been for a while. 16-point lead, I believe. The last lead was 30-15 with about 1:53 to go in the first half. So as we've talked about, they're battling. They're going to battle. And we're going to have to finish the game the right way.
Yeah, we need to finish this and play well.
Yeah. Yeah, talking about Coach Green at Washington, and you got George McGinnis and Steve Downing.
Yeah.
As your two of your and four, I mean 5 really good players. And I think Wayne Pack also played an exhibition season with the Pacers. And, Jimmy Arnold, of course.
Yep.
I saw them play. You probably weren't even born then, Shane. I saw them play twice that year. Saw them play in the semi-state. I was not teaching at Jacksonville at that point. But before I was still in high school. But they were playing. Jacksonville had beat Richmond in the afternoon at Hinkle, which is the story of a school of 250 beating a school of 3,000.
Yeah.
And then the reward was they got to play Washington that night, and Washington kind of it was not overtime, but it was like 98 in the 40s. It was about a 50 point. But then Jacksonville had a really good team. But yeah, that was a good team. And then of course Coach Green went to Marion and won several 3 in a row up there with Jones and Edwards and a lot of good players.
It's cool to read about. I read some stories about McGinnis talking about coming to Speedway and playing at Meadowood with Tom Gilbert and having lunch over at his house, and some really cool stories of, our all-time leading scorer and McGinnis and them knowing each other, West Side guys, and playing at the park. Neat stuff.
We'll get Tom Smith or Mr. Smith up here sometime, and we'll talk about when he was in high school, and that was prior to that. And they played a Washington team that had Billy Keller and Ralph Johnson. Not Ralph Johnson. That's it.
Yep.
Eddie Bopp, a team that won, but one of the few times that this gym was packed.
Eddie Bopp, I met him at the other morning at Charlie Brown's.
Yeah. Was on that team. He was a Trust Reward winner, actually.
Yep.
But yeah, they that might have been 65 or 66, and this gym was packed. Yeah, I think I went off the Ravens. Seven minutes remaining.
Knock it down. Good.
Is one of his favorite moves, going to his right, about a mid-range jumper. Stretches the lead back to 20.
Yeah, and he's hitting them more and more.
Yeah, what?
Yep, another nice shot by Xavier Page.
Yep. How many does Page have? Am I missing something there? Or
Page has got 11, and then Wiggles has got 16.
Yeah,
So nice little 1-2 punch between those two.
Yeah, it is. They're a 2A school.
Yeah, in that sectional, probably the favorite is who? Riverside is having a good year.
Well, that was their conference, and I don't know.
Their conference, yeah.
I think. No, they used to be in Triton Central section. Give me a second here. I probably can find that out.
I know Riverside's having a good team. They're 12-1, I saw.
Yeah.
Ravens in a little full-court man-to-man here. Good job. Good.
Foul called against 23 of the Ravens, Isaiah Brown. That is his second, team's first. A.J. Linde and Kyle Harvey back into the game for the Smart Clubs.
Oh, I had him again.
Yeah, they're in the Eastern Hancock sectional with Triton Central. Cecina, who's having a really
yeah.
good year.
So's Triton. Those
Heritage Christian. Wow. Eastern Hancock. Good sectional.
That's a really good sectional
Yeah.
this year, especially. Cecina, Triton are top 10 teams.
Triton had a really good team last year, and that JV team lost one game. Plugs almost got him last game of the year. I remember Camden Bennett missed a shot at the buzzer, would have given the Plugs a win.
That's right. From the corner or over the wing.
Yep. Lay low. Okay, he's got some nice one-on-one moves.
Yes, he does. And a really good mid-range game.
Yeah. Now, you said before about post moves. What are those? Mid-range game. A lot of people would say, what are those? But boy,
it works.
It works.
Corner three by Metallic.
Good.
Good.
Hasn't shot a lot of those this year.
No, but he's shooting the ball better and better
Yes.
every game you can
And
see.
you said it really correctly many times this year. He was off all summer and fall, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was only his 15th attempt of the year.
Caleb Jones going to shoot two here. Makes the first one.
Nice stroke.
Why do left-handed guys always look like they have a better shot?
You know what? I got a really good friend that's left-handed. He says that all the time because he's left-handed. Larry Carter.
They look like
But they do. They do. It looks better.
Yeah, they have a better swing in baseball.
Well, Junior, Ken Griffey Jr., one of the sweetest swings ever.
I'm a Will Grace.
Yeah, Will Grace.
Who draw the foul there? I think my daughter may be left-handed, so
Yeah.
maybe we have some lefties in
There
the
you go.
family.
Well, I have the left-handed swing, but I have the right-handed throw, so I am left-handed.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Who makes
Good free
first one?
throw. But you're right. They have a nice release, good stroke, a good shooter. Of course, some of the right-handers do too, but I agree with you. That is true.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, my brother's left-handed, but it's true. Plug still up 20 here. Good sound defense without fouling. That's going to be good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we switched, but then we didn't get back to him.
There was no doubt in my mind he was going to make that one.
Yeah.
Good swing.
Wow.
Yeah, good
That's a
move by
heck of a
Kaiser.
move right there.
Now let's not trade baskets here. Let's
No.
get a stop here.
And, there's always carryovers into the next game, too. Not always, but many times there are. Depending on how you finish, whether you were behind, came from behind, or way ahead and led another team back into it.
Oh, yeah. Good. That's money.
Yeah, you ride it.
Yeah, I could tell he caught it clean, got his feet set.
Well, that's just for the umpteenth time. It just makes us so much better when you got 3 or 4 more guys shooting from the perimeter.
Good battle by Caleb Jones there, him and Seaver. I like to see Seaver be a little more physical there, but Jones is a good athlete, long, kept the ball alive. What the call here is.
I don't know. I think they'll get Drew Metallic or not.
Speedway foul on his number 3, Drew Metallic.
Yep.
That is his 4th. Team second.
3:16 remaining. Speedway 63, Irvington Prep 40.
Ah.
Oh, talk about a post move right there. It was a good one.
And he has shot faked every time he's caught
Yeah.
it. Good move by Caleb Jones. But with 4 fouls, the last thing I want to see him do is leave his feet.
Yeah. All right, settle down. Let's get a good one here. That's a pretty good one right there. And a good timeout, Coach Wanell. Kind of figured that was coming.
Yeah, Metallic's 13th point of the quarter. And offensively, we've been really good. I just think, like I said, we had held them to 20. Where were that? 22 points, or
it was 22 about 4 minutes ago. Well, 31 at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah.
So.
I think we're getting in a bad habit here
Yep.
of trading baskets and just kind of letting them drive and kind of do what they want to do defensively. Offensively, I think we're still doing all the right things,
Yeah.
moving the ball.
And, you know, we've talked about it, but Coach Signetti at IU is like, you know, every play it's every play, no matter what the score is. And a lot of coaches are like that. I think people listen more when you're 15-0 or whatever. But not all coaches do that either. I mean,
Well, I think, you know, if you're going to win in sectionals, you're going to have to play half-court defense for 4 quarters.
Yep.
I mean, it's just you can't give up layups and ever expect it to win a sectional championship. So,
but we'll see what happens here. If there's any changes, it's their ball. Not sure there was
I'm not sure.
we scored and called the timeout. But we'll see if any of our play changes.
We seem better already defensively. I thought Kendrick, better effort there.
And that was probably the message. Yep, that's going the other way.
Frederick Hill is coming into the game for Irvington Prep.
Plug still in man-to-man. He may have traveled there.
There you go.
Number 4, Malik Ahmed with the 3 there.
Pop.
Now he's on his way up. At Linde Advanced Material Technologies, we're committed to supporting the community we've called home for over 100 years. From creating career opportunities to cheering on our local schools, we're honored to have our global headquarters in the heart of Speedway. More information about Linde AMT and our current open positions is available at www.linde-amt.com. From Speedway to space, Linde Advanced Material Technologies, making the world more productive. Irvington Prep kind of unloading their bench a little bit here. They've taken out both Page and Wiggles.
Yeah, I think this was the message of the timeout. Defensively better, and that was a little bit spread out a little bit more on offense.
Yep. Coach Fennell's getting his bench in now.
Hopefully we get a stoppage of play here. Got 1 minute. I think that was the intentional foul there.
Yeah.
Foul by Speedway's number 4, Keller Sox. That is his 5th, team fourth.
Yeah, good effort.
Checking into the Oilers' front lines are Ethan Moore, Logan Ford, Tyler Robbins, Colton Thompson.
It's going to have a little intensity. A lot of the same JV
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
that battled
Against
at the
each
end.
other.
Yeah.
And that was a battle. That
It
game was.
Good offense by the Plugs
Yeah.
here.
Oops. Thought we were going to get a passing lane steal there, but we didn't.
Turnover by the Plugs. Don't foul. Good block by Nolan Ward.
I think we're probably going to. Well, maybe not. Good hustle, both teams. We had 7.8 seconds ago. We got players on the floor on a 20-point game. Pretty good. And that is going to be all she wrote for tonight. Final score, Speedway 67, Irvington Prep 47. Let's just, before we get I think we're going to get a player up here, Shane, let's go ahead and do a quick wrap up for the game tonight. I thought it, again, was a continuation of some games we played here recently. Not all wins. Decatur Central was a loss, but few little lapses here and there in the game, but well, it's hard to deny what the effort was. And again, spreading the ball out and getting everybody involved tonight, looks like.
Yeah, I thought, we're just continuing to build. I couldn't be more excited about the Plugs and where they're heading. Like I said, I think, the roles are coming into play and they're playing really well and shooting the ball a little better, like you said. Some of our role guys are making some jump shots. Excited to see how this thing's going to turn out in the long run. I know we have some good teams in our sectionals, but we've always played well at the end of the year, and I'm excited to see our kids and continue to build.
Yep. Next week we play Indianapolis Rooted, a new school, but after that it get back to the tough ones again. We got Shelbyville, a really, really strong 3A school here coming in January 30th. We got Martinsville left on the schedule, Indian Creek, Tri-West, Crawfordsville, Triton Central having one of their best teams they've had. So, but as you said, step in the right direction, becoming more comfortable. So, once again, 67-47. We're going to be back in just a little bit, I think, talking to one of the players. Welcome back, basketball fans, one more time to Pollard Gymnasium, where tonight Speedway runs a record to 6-6 with a 67-47 victory over Irvington Prep. I'm here tonight with Drew Metallic, senior player for the Speedway Sparkplugs. Drew, first of all, congrats on a good win tonight. How's the ankle? I know you rolled it there.
It'll be good. I'll take the day off tomorrow, but be back at it next day.
Good, good. So let's start with, before we got on the air here, talking about the team, the development of the team. We're getting better.
Yeah, definitely.
And in what ways do you see us getting better? If you could put your finger on some things and say, we're a bit better here and we're doing this better. And
we're getting a lot better at learning to move the ball more on offense. Like, the more we swing it over and over, the more it gets me more open looks, gets more driving kicks, and I think that's why we're shooting the ball a lot better now too, which is helping. But we're also getting a lot better at playing a full 32 minutes rather than just a first half or first quarter and third quarter. We're learning to stay at it through most of the entire game.
You know, Coach Clampett brought that up late in the game when the game was over, but you got to keep playing.
Yeah.
And he said, you know, to compete in the sectional, you got to play 32 minutes of half-court defense, because if you don't, you won't have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so in terms of your answer too, we're getting better. More trust. I mentioned this during the game, and I'm going to find this to bring it in the next game. It's hidden somewhere in all the stuff I have at home. But a coach it was a college coach, did a little analytic thing about how many times the ball swings from side to side and the shooting percentages, what happens to shooting, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you can't believe it. It's not an accident that happens. Let's go over your schedule. What's your senior year? What's your schedule here?
I start every morning with weight training, so gets me woken up ready for the day.
Yeah, 8 o'clock. That's a good one.
And then I'll go to AP Lit, AP Stats, and then I have lunch, and then I'll go to yearbook, AP Government. I TA for Mr. Maple, 6th period, and then I go to AP Environmental Science, 7th period.
So classes, your schedule's filled with AP classes.
Yeah, AP classes and weight training and a TA period.
Yeah,
so.
that's good. So 5 of those. Do you have a favorite one of those classes, or? And don't worry, I won't tell any of the teachers that if you don't pick them.
Non-educational.
Okay.
I enjoy Mr. Maple's class a lot because I have a lot of my friends in there, and it's fun hanging out with Mr. Maple. But like a real class-wise, right. I would say AP Statistics with Mr. Passwater.
Cool. So might still be early. I know it's still early, but ideas about next year, or not necessarily asking you to make a commitment tonight, but any ideas? Or
yeah, I'll play college basketball somewhere. I have offers from good D3 programs right now and other interests, but we're just going to wait and see.
Good. So what do you want to do in college in terms of academics?
I'll either probably study like business or in sports management, or like business and like nutritional science. I want to go into there.
All right. And then let's say your playing career ends at some point. Well, let's say it's going to happen to everybody. Mm-hmm. If you had those goals of like down the line, what could I do if I knew I wouldn't fail? What right now, what would be your dream job of after you're out of? I'd want
to work with like a big like professional team of any sport. Just if that's on the business marketing side of it, or if I'm down low doing like media stuff with it or something along the lines with that. Just being a part of like a big sports team. Yeah.
And you know there's a lot of connections around here. People that have that as part of the jobs. I mean, managers for professional football teams and trainers and things like that. I mean, it's incredible. So one more question I always ask, and it's education-based athletics, and that's just not a term. We always say, there's 2 parts of the building. There's this part of the building, and then there's that part of the building. That part of the building over there will get you where you want to go in life. I mean, you've got to maintain some good grades and develop habits, but this part of the building also is very, very important, because you learn a lot of lessons that you don't learn over there necessarily. What's something, I know you played soccer till this year because you had your injury. What's something that you learned in your athletic career, good or bad, that the rest of your life, this is something I'm going to be able to use? I remember it. Might have been a hard lesson, might have been an easy lesson.
Yeah, I would with missing my senior year of soccer, after playing it my whole life, I definitely just say like not taking anything for granted or just wanting to miss a day or not do something because, I mean, mine ended early and it sucks, but it ends for everybody. So just learn not to take anything for granted.
You know what? That was the exact same answer that the two seniors that came up last week, Owen Seaver, said. Do not take anything for granted. You know, I think it was Coach Patino. I mentioned this the other day that he told it, I think it was Patino, had his Calipari, may have been one of those two. But he had an hourglass and said, the sands are ticking. They don't stop for anything.
Mm-hmm.
You better enjoy every second that you got. You got to pay attention, make every second count, and it comes a lot faster. And what you think is going fast, it'll be even faster here.
Mm-hmm.
Told Coach Wanell you had 11 games in the first 57 days of the season. Now you had 11 in the last 35 days, so it'll go fast. So.
Yeah.
Well, once again, congrats on the game tonight. Congrats on the team getting better, because I know as a leader, you're a lot responsible for that. Mm-hmm. Good luck with the ankle. Hopefully it'll get better, and good luck with the rest of the season.
Yep, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, we want to thank our sponsors for tonight's game. Linde Advanced Material Technologies, making our world more productive. 2020 Eye Physicians of Indiana, high-quality eye care that patients deserve. Speedway Lions Club, serving the community of Speedway since 1937. VP Insurance, helping protect what matters most. First Financial Bank. Banking is about neighbors helping neighbors, and it will always be that way. They're a member of FDIC. Popcheff and Dinn, reliable, caring. Legal support for the Speedway community, and the American Legion Post 500 treasure hunt every Thursday, open to the public. ISC Sports Network, local lives here. Tonight's final, once again, Speedway 67, Irvington Prep 47. Our next stream will be on January 27th as the Speedway boys basketball team welcomes the Rooted Schools Royals to Pollard Gymnasium. You've been watching Speedway Athletics on Speedway Sports Network on SCTV. Have a good evening, everybody.